There was a huge lawsuit announced this week from Reuters. McDonald's sues top meat packers for allegedly colluding to inflate the price of beef. McDonald's is suing the U.S. meat packers' Big Four, Tyson, JBS, Cargill, and the National Beef Packing Company, alleging a price-fixing scheme for beef. Specifically, in the federal complaint filed on Friday in New York, McDonald's accuses the company of anti-competitive measures, such as collectively limiting supply to boost prices and charge illegally inflated amounts. Bill, as I understand it, one of the biggest issues R-CALF has with groups like the National Cattlemen's Beef Association is that they're the same organization as the meat packers. So now you have McDonald's lining up against the meat packers. Where does the lawsuit leave the American cattlemen?
Well, this lawsuit is critically important, and as I mentioned before, it was April of 2019 that we filed the initial lawsuit alleging that the meat packers were colluding in order to periodically reduce production, to reduce supply of cattle, and they have done that by reducing the demand. And so we allege that they made sure that there was never any more demand for cattle than there was supply. Once we filed that lawsuit, many segments of the beef supply chain have joined. We've seen consumers join, we've seen distributors join, and we've already had several large retailers join this suit. And now we have McDonald's entering the fray. They're alleging the same cause of action as we have alleged, and that is they're alleging unlawful collusion on the part of the largest four meat packers that control 85% of the market. They're alleging that the meat packers have reduced production. And of course, from our perspective, from the cattle producers' perspective, they have reduced demand that has effectively reduced production and thus put a choke point within the supply chain and causing, as alleged by McDonald's and others, causing them to have to pay an inflated price for beef. So we welcome this suit. And again, we think this is running parallel with the U.S. Department of Agriculture's and U.S. Department of Justice's efforts to reform the marketplace, to provide opportunities once again for independent cattle producers. You know, the average age of the farmer in the United States is over 58 years old right now. We're having trouble to attract new entrants into the industry, particularly in the cattle industry. And the way we reverse that is we have to restore a potentially profitable industry for them. We have to make it enticing. And the only way to do that is to restore competition, because the cattle industry, unlike many other agricultural commodities, lives and dies in a competitive marketplace. We don't receive government price supports for cattle. And so it is the market that is the most important and critical aspect of the survival of this industry. And it's that market that has been distorted by the concentration, and also, as McDonald's is alleging, and we have previously alleged, that there is collusion by the dominant meat packers in the industry.